Take us home here, dude. Which run total are you targeting in the 3 games tonight?
Yeah, let's go with the Seattle-Boston game to go over 8.5 runs. Fenway Park is the second most hitter-friendly venue, according to StatCast's 3-year park factors, only Coors Field, in terms of total numbers of runs scored. The two pitchers, George Kirby on the Mariners side, definitely an exciting prospect. I like him for season-long leagues, and he could well have a good night here. Had a 30% strikeout rate against just a 4.4 walk rate in the minors, so there's a lot to like. But I wouldn't trust him to have immediate consistent success, as he's shown. I mean, he had 6 shutout innings in his debut against the Rays, followed that up with just a 4-inning appearance with 1 strikeout in his second start. He could well go off here, but I'm not expecting a rookie to be consistently strong. On the other side, I already talked about Rich Hill. Doesn't really offer that much. I mean, he's 42, so good for him for offering anything at all. But that 2.89 ERA isn't sustainable. Most of the ERA estimators are in the low 4s. Doesn't really strike guys out or keep the ball on the ground. So I think we'll get at least 9 runs here tonight.
Okay, Steve, you want to target your ballpark there?
I was thinking about it, but, let's go a little different here. Not many games to choose from with 3, right? And the team that I'm targeting involves a team that's only hit the over 4 times this month. Talking about the Houston Astros. They have been an under machine, but tonight's matchup against the Rangers, who have been one of the better teams at hitting the over, which is not something you can say about most teams in Major League Baseball, but I like the over 8 runs in this one. I do like the matchup, as we mentioned earlier, going up against Glenn Otto, and then on the Houston side, we're talking about a pure contact pitcher, in Valdez. The Rangers can make plenty of contact. We know that, and Garion mentioned it earlier. They don't strike a ton either. So 8 runs just feels like maybe a run too short here. So I'll take over 8 runs in this game, but it's going to be a scary one. It's like I mentioned, Houston cannot hit the over at all this season.
Unless they're hitting 5 home runs in an inning against Nathan Eovaldi.
Correct.
All right, Garion, help us out here.
So Steve mentioned the Astros are a team that don't hit the over very often. Another team that falls into that category, in fact, they've hit the under at the highest clip in the National League, is the Arizona Diamondbacks. And while I am a little bit worried about Marcus Stroman coming to the IL to make this start, I'm a little worried about the fact the wind is blowing out tonight at Wrigley, something you do always have to consider when you look at these over-under bets in Chicago. I think the combination of Zach Gallen going up against this Chicago offense, which again, lowest WRC plus of any National League team month of May. I think Gallen does enough here. He does his part to keep the Cubs off the scoreboard, or at least mostly off the scoreboard. And then Stroman, who, look, of the Chicago Cubs pitchers, I probably still trust more than most of them. At least he has some pedigree, track record, and his final 2 starts before going on the IL were actually his 2 best starts of the season. So there's a little bit of reason to be optimistic heading into that IL stint. I think there's enough there to keep this game under 8.5. It seems like a really big number for these 2 offenses.